Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Kuwait pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu. We have finally reached a milestone with Orbx scenery, a big game changer for X-Plane 12. Orbx Great Britain North is coming this weekend to X-Plane 12. This is a first look preview, if you will, of TrueEarth for X-Plane 12, and let me tell you, I am quite amazed at the level of detail and the finesse that Orbx has put into this scenery package for X-Plane 12. I want to thank the team over at Orbx for providing the channel with this preview copy of TrueEarth Great Britain North. And with that, I want to welcome all of you guys to chat. Hello, chat. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being here this evening with me. And we have quite a bit to cover this evening. We are not going to be flying in real weather today, so as to be able to appreciate the level of detail and the beautiful rendition of the greater United Kingdom, the northern part of the United Kingdom. More than 140,000 square miles of photoreal scenery with points of interest, realistic forests, and one thing you'll notice is the accurate masking of the shorelines. As you can see here, very, very well done by Orbx. You can see the disbursement of the vegetation there, and we're going to be, of course, taking a look at the highlands of the northern part of the United Kingdom and flying over Scotland. Flying today from, I think, Oban is the name of the airport, but we have Dougal here to correct me. Welcome, Dougal, Trishal, Stan, Rand Kohli, Vskajcek, Orbx Hazmza. I've loved the Tolus 8340. You are most welcome, my friend. TFK Linux Gaming, welcome aboard. Darius, welcome aboard. Benny, Goal, welcome, guys. Glad to have you here with me this evening. All right, so before we begin, I'd like to kind of tell you guys that the guys over at Navigraph have been very gracious as well, and they are offering a 1 month free subscription to new subscribers. So if you don't have Navigraph charts, click on the link that is pinned in chat. You'll be able to get 1 month free of Navigraph charts if you subscribe to any of the available plans that they have. So that is a way of Navigraph saying thank you to the community and to the Kuwait Pilot Channel subscribers. Please note that this link is exclusive, so you have to click on this link to get the 1 month free. If you are a new subscriber, it will be automatically applied. We have Air Kerberos 001 just gifting 5 Q8 pilot membership. Thank you very much, sir, for that. I appreciate it very much. That's very, very kind of you. All right, so a bit of what we're going to be doing today, folks. We are currently at Echo Golf Echo Oscar here, Oban, I think. It's the... thank you very much, Allah. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. Thank you very much, Air Kerberos. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you, sir. So here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be departing today, Echo Golf, Echo Oscar. We're going to fly over the Highlands. You can see this area here in the United Kingdom. Let me make this a little bigger. This area in the United Kingdom is a mountainous area. So to get full appreciation of what Orbx has done today, we're going to fly over the Highlands here. Then we are going to arrive into Glasgow. From Glasgow, we're going to take a short hop to Edinburgh, which is right here. So that's Glasgow to Edinburgh. And this is going to give us the opportunity to look at the buildings, the cities. This is going to be the mountains and all the trees and the forests across the United Kingdom. And then we're going to be able to see more of the cities, the roads, the structures, the points of interest in this part, moving from Glasgow to Edinburgh. And finally, we're going to take another hop from Edinburgh to Dundee, which is, again, in close. This is Dundee right here. So, again, very close proximity, very short flights. but it will give us the ability to really appreciate what Orbx has done. If you are interested in the scenery or the aircraft that we're going to be flying, this scenery is, of course, always available in the description section of the stream, also available through chat command !scenery, and you can also find all the aircraft in the description of the stream. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take a closer look. By the way, we're using old default airports today, and as we zoom in here, just look at how everything looks so beautiful. Look at the grass there, very, very nice. You can see the disbursement there of the trees, and this is default X-plane. Of course, I'm using the I'm flying the real date, but I've changed the weather because the weather is currently dreadful and it's not suitable for VFR flying, which pretty much this is what we're going to be doing today in order to appreciate this scenery. We are going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude of 5,000 feet here. That should be sufficient to clear the mountains, and then we're going to arrive at Glasgow, followed by a flight to Edinburgh, and lastly a flight to Dundee. All right, let's hop into the cockpit. This is the vFlyteAir Piper 140, an excellent airplane for X-plane. If you like general aviation, you really cannot go wrong with vFlyteAir. So here's what we're going to... Yeah, it is dreadful in Scotland, Niels. Thank you very much and for being here with us this evening. It is really, really bad. Good evening there, Loxham, welcome aboard. Darius, welcome aboard. Good evening to you. Matt Johnson, welcome. Okay, so we are going to come first here to the Piper. Again, I'm not going to go through all of this, but we do have the realistic start on, so we have to use the checklist. Let's make sure that we don't have any of the grand elements there. And let's go straight to the load manager. We have one passenger here. Center of gravity is good. We don't have sufficient. Let me just balance the fuel there. All right, so we have 13 gallons of fuel in both wings. Perfect. And let's go straight to the checklist with engine starting. We are going to remove the yoke. The rotating beacon is on. Mixture is full rich. Excellent. The throttle is 1/4 of an inch open. Oh, I need to do something here, guys. 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, now we have the smooth throttle. All right, there we go. Prime as required. So we're going to do 2 primes. So let's open the throttle, about 1/4 of an inch open. And the master switch. All right, so we're going to prime. Master switch goes on. And let's see here. Electrical fuel pump goes on. And starter magnetos, that's the key right there. Magnetos to both. And starter switch is located here. There we go. We have a good start. Okay. All is good here. We're not going to worry. I hope you guys don't crucify me on following a checklist today. Because the aim today is really to look at the scenery. So please don't be too hard on me for not following checklists. I have TrueEarth on XP11. Do I have to purchase XP12 one? I believe you do. The option for X-Plane 12, I think the scenery is releasing this coming Sunday. So Sunday you should be able to purchase it, bookmark it so that you can purchase it later. If the sounds are too loud and the sim, please let me know. We can bring them down. Okay, so we're going to bring up the Garmin device here. Let me make it bigger so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to go to the flight plan. We are at Echo Golf Echo Oscar. And let's go to the next one here. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Next one here, and then let's bring up Navigraph charts. Right, we're going to bring Navigraph charts here, and you can see the active plan, view the sim brief plan. Okay, let's see here. All right, so we are going to be departing runway 19er direct to Foyle. So, let's see here. F, O, Y, and then LE. There we go. Accept that. And the next one is Foxtrot, Foxtrot 23. Right, Foxtrot, Foxtrot, and then 23 to and 3. There we go. That's in the United Kingdom. It's an intersection. Accept that. And finally, it's our destination, which is Glasgow Airport. There we go. And let's see here. What am I doing? No, we want E, Echo, Golf, Papa, Foxtrot. There we go. Glasgow, done. And while we're at it, we're just going to go ahead and select the procedure, runway 23. So let's go to procedure. We're going to say select approach. Enter that. Is the, which runway? It's runway 23. ILS 23. We'll take that. And we'll do vectors to final. How about that? Actually, let's take a quick look at the chart for runway 23. Approach, runway 23. All right, let's take a look here. And that's runway 23. We can take the Golf Oscar Whiskey transition. All right, so we'll go ahead and take that one. Yeah, we're going to take that one. Golf Oscar Whiskey. Okay, enter that and load the procedure. Excellent. And we are good to go. All right, so we are going to track a heading of 121 degrees, 30 knot. Again, very short flight. Let's come here, and we are going to select the altitude. Right, so altitude is 5,000 feet. Selected, and we're going to set the heading to 121 degrees. Right, there we go. 121 degrees is set. And we'll worry about the course a little later. All right, we're good to go. And let's remove the Garmin device. We are flying VFR. And we are going to set the mode to on. And everything else here is looking good. Okay, so that we need to change. Right, we'll worry about that one a little later. All right. So everything here is good. Excellent. All right, perfect. We are ready to go. Good evening, Steph. Welcome aboard. Matt Johnson, welcome. Glad to have you here. I really want to learn how to set up a flight plan on those Garmin devices. Well, it's pretty simple. Maybe I'll make a short tutorial on how to do that. Guys, if the volume is too loud, please do let me know. We can definitely reduce the volume in the sim. Okay, let's go here. I'm going to set this just to the frequency. We'll leave it. We'll use it later for the ILS so that we're able to track. Okay, we are ready to go. We are going to set the flaps for departure. Let's see here. There we go. That's good. And we are going to turn on the... we'll wait for it. Okay, good stuff. Let's bring up the yoke. Very nice aircraft by vFlyteAir. Parking brake released. And let's head over to the runway. What happened there? We got a little bit of a stutter there. All right, there we go. Very nice aircraft. If you're looking for a general aviation aircraft, this one is one that will definitely meet your expectations. And the same goes for all aircraft by vFlyteAir. Very, very nice aircraft. The Orbx scenery really redefines the experience in X-Plane. It makes it far more immersive, far more realistic. All right, we're coming up here to the runway. Let's turn on our landing light, nav lights. PITO we don't need. Landing lights, strobe lights. There we go. We're departing runway 19er. Just look at those mountains. Look at the elevation and the disbursement of the trees. That looks really, really nice, I have to say. All right, let's make the turn. All right, let's bring the yoke back. Just look at X-Plane 12. Wow. Right, here we go, folks. Rotate. And we are airborne. Now that is beautiful. Yeah. Very nice indeed. Let's pick up some speed here and let's make the turn. Lovely. Just look at the, again, the buildings. There's some sort of a church here. Very, very nice indeed. Look at the vegetation. By the way, Orbx has hand-colored all the scenery that you see here. So this must have taken ages to develop. All right, we are going to come here and turn on the autopilot. Let's switch this to GPS, and we're going to select Nav GPS. Right, there we go. And now we're picking up, and we can also select vertical speed. And let's see here. Right, 800 feet per minute is fine. There we go. Let me bring the volume down a little bit. All right, I think that's better, so you guys can hear me. Just look at that, guys. That looks gorgeous. About 100 GB, I think. It's about 20 GB non-compressed. It's Orbx 180 GB to be exact. Look at that. Again, look at the mountains in the distance there. Look at how beautiful it is. And you can also appreciate the disbursement of the trees here. This is all accurate as per real life. So it's not just random. This is all done according to real world data. Let's take a look at this side here. Again, beautiful, beautiful rendition of the scenery in the United Kingdom. All right, here we go. We are in the cockpit. Again, you can see the mountains there, the mountain tips far in the distance. I think the zoom level is zoom level 17 or maybe 18. I'm not sure. I think it's zoom level 17. But the hand coloring of all the scenery here makes it really, really fantastic. All's looking good. We continue the climb to 5,000. 5,000 should be a good altitude to be able to appreciate the scenery and still be able to see the buildings. Maybe we'll fly at a lower altitude on our leg from Glasgow to Edinburgh. Let me switch to the outside here, just to kind of show you guys how this looks. Again, look at the details there. Those power lines, everything looks so well done. It's got the scenery is about 140,000 square miles, and there are about 160,000 forests and thousands of points of interest and buildings all across the northern part of the UK. So this is quite a hefty package for X-Plane 12. And in my view, Orbx TrueEarth is a game changer. Even Laminar Research was excited when I posted on Twitter the video about the video. They said finally it's here, and with clapping. They were clapping. They're happy about it. Laminar is very happy about Orbx bringing TrueEarth back to X-Plane 12. Just look at the details, guys, here. Again, this is not random stuff. This is all done in accordance with real-world data. You can see the disbursement of the trees there, the vegetation, done very, very well. The roads, everything is done to match the reality. Look again here, you can see again the disbursement of the trees there. Very, very nicely done by Orbx. There's something there, I'm not sure what it is. We'll see it in a minute. Right, 4,800, we're coming to 5,000 feet, which is our final altitude, and the aircraft now is going to level off at 5,000. Just look at those mountain tips, guys. Very, very nice. That is sensational, really. Hey, Blue Games, how are you, my friend? I hope you're ready for tomorrow, Blue Games. I'm really excited to have you guys all tomorrow. Not going to spoil anything, but yeah, tomorrow, guys, there is the exhibitors reveal for FS Expo 24, and Blue Games, XP72, Captain Canada, Simhanger, and what's his name, Teuton Murphy, were gracious enough and cordial enough to accept the invitation to be part of the reveal for FS Expo. Yeah, Blue Games is a serious content creator. He creates all sorts of things. Just again, let me switch here to the external view. So he does everything, not just flight sim, but he does racing, train simulator, all sorts of things. Just look at how beautiful this scene is, ladies and gents, of Orbx TrueEarth, Great Britain North. Okay, look at that. Oh, that is just sensational. I was really looking at some of the detailed islands in this part of the UK, and let me tell you, I really love how they've done the masking of the shorelines, because it really looks very, very good. Very good. Again, you can see here the little islands there with the vegetation and the disbursement. Very, very nicely done by Orbx. I'm really excited because now it appears that they're going to bring all their packages, all the scenery packages to X-Plane 12. And personally, I really, really like their work, especially with the TrueEarth series. Let me lean the mixture here a little bit. Yeah, we want to lean this, take it to... Not too much, just a little bit there. All right, that's good. You can see the mountain tip there. Look at that. Wow. Some of these islands have castles on them. Oh, I didn't know that. Pair this scenery with the BN2B and spend a day flying short hops, short takeoff lighting airfields. Great fun. Absolutely, Stan. Yeah. QA and Murphy, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, Chuton Murphy is here. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. It's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun, guys. I was actually just speaking to Evan before the stream. That's why I pushed the stream time today to 9:30. And we were discussing things for FS Expo. I'm not going to spoil it, so we'll leave it for tomorrow. But there is some really exciting things for both attendees, for content creators, and it's going to be a great show this year, guys. There's some really big exhibitors coming, more so than last year. So I'm very happy and very excited, really looking forward to it. Guys, look at this beautiful scene here as, let me just go forward here a little bit. Just look at this beautiful scene here as we come in over the mountains. Look at that detail. What beautiful sight, over 5,000 feet here flying over the UK. Very nice. And you'll see, the reason I've picked this route today is you'll be able to see all the different terrain, and just thinking of how massive this area is tells you a lot about Orbx as a company. They are dedicated to our hobby, and they produce some of the best scenery. Just look at this. This looks absolutely sensational. Wow. I mean, imagine it with X-Plane 1201. That's going to look absolutely amazing. XB72. Hello, my friend. What is this? A streamer meetup? Well, I'm very glad and very humbled to have you all guys here. All the big guys are here. Hello, Glenn. Welcome aboard. Yeah, welcome, guys. All right, let's switch to the external here. Again, you can see, look at that, guys. Look at just beautiful. Just imagine, guys, this with X-Plane 1201 with the clouds. By the way, these are default clouds. We're using a default preset today for our flight. Again, look at the details. Wow, this looks sensational. Wow. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. And I really can't wait for TrueEarth California. Some of the best, I've seen. When I fly Orbx TrueEarth California versus MSFS, I actually prefer the Orbx version of the photoreal scenery, because Orbx uses a hand coloring technique in order to color the scenery to make it look exactly like real world. So that is not possible with just the Azure data, which does stream photoreal scenery, but the colors are always off when you fly in MSFS over that region. But this is all hand-placed objects, hand-colored terrain, and my word, it looks awesome. Yeah. Right. Well, we are about 18.6 nautical miles. We want to check one thing here. We want to check. Right. So 2,900. Coming from 3,000. Okay. So we are at 5,000. We're fine. 29. That's 2,000. 2 times 3, 6. Yeah, we can begin the descent at about. About 16 nautical miles from the airport, we'll begin the descent. Again here, I think this is the tip we saw earlier. Just look at how beautiful this is. Let's do a cinematic flyby here. I think it gives you a better look here at the scenery. Just lovely. All right, let me switch the tanks here. There we go. Right tank. Is it just me? I cannot hear Q8. It's you. Why is that? I can hear Q8 fine. All right, perfect. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Do we know if disk space requirement has increased over X-Plane 11 version? I can't justify buying all the same stuff from X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12. It's nice. Maybe it will come at a discount if you already have XP 11 version. I really don't know. I don't have any information on the pricing, so I really don't know. And this is, by the way, a really nice aircraft. We're flying old vFlyteAir aircraft today. I love the autopilots and the avionics on the vFlyteAir. Very well done. And by the way, we can put this here so that you can so that you're if the engine sounds were bothering you, if you want them back, just let me know. We'll bring them back. Yes, it can be done in Orbx app. Perfect. All right. We are about 13.2 nautical miles. Once we are at Foxtrot 23, which is an intersection, we will begin the turn towards the airport. We will activate the vectors to final, and we will begin our descent to 2,900. Again, look at the vegetation here. Very nicely done. And yeah, let me switch here to the external view. Again, look at the variation. This is just beautiful. I haven't been to this part of the UK. I've been to Scotland. I've been to both Edinburgh and Glasgow. Both are very, very beautiful places to visit. I prefer, personally, I liked Edinburgh more than I liked Glasgow. But both are very, very nice places. Lots of green to see. It rains a lot over there, but it's just really very beautiful place to visit. All right. The Piper Cherokee is an amazing piece of work. Yes, James, it's very, very good. Did the game character just sneeze? Yeah, that's the game. That's XP Realistic. I forgot to turn the sneezing off. Yeah, it definitely was not me. To hide the default X-Plane roads. Is there still the option to hide the default X-Plane roads? I don't know. I haven't fiddled around with the settings. You are correct there, Stan. Yeah, it looks better in cloudy weather. For sure. And here's beautiful wing views there. Very, very nice scenery. Lots to see. You'll be able to see that, of course, in this part, in this leg of our flight, we're able to see the mountains and you know, the open land here in the northern part of the UK. It will give you a lot of appreciation for again, the coloring, the placement, the vegetation, the masking of the shorelines there, which is done very, very well by Orbx. And then in the second leg, we'll be able to take a look more at the buildings, the cities, the roads. And of course, we have with us today Dougal. Dougal and Rishal are both from the UK, so they'll be able to let us know. Yes, you can hide the default roads in the Orbx app. Oh, cool. Excellent. Thanks, Rishal. Andrew B. Edinburgh is nice. My sister lives there. I have been a few times. Great sports facilities and nice castles. Yeah, I think there are beautiful castles all across the United Kingdom. Wonder of Orbx will release Florida and the West Coast for X-Plane 12. I'm sure that they will bring all their sceneries again to X-Plane. Good evening, Kuwait. This is Richie Flies from vFlyteAir. Just wanted to thank you for flying our aircraft this evening. Oh, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. We are going to be flying all three the recent aircraft by vFlyteAir. Excellent, excellent aircraft from vFlyteAir. The Piper 140, the Cessna 150, I believe, 150, the Commuter aircraft. And then finally, we're going to take also a look at one of my absolute favorite general aviation aircraft, which is the vFlyteAir Piper, I believe, Arrow 3 is going to be the finale today for our flight from Edinburgh to Dundee. Thank you very much for stopping by, sir. I appreciate it. Hello, Sergio. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. vFlyteAir makes some great stuff. Did they make the free Navian 2? I believe they did, yeah. The free Navian, I think, was done by Arabesque, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, all the aircraft, all vFlyteAir aircraft are absolutely amazing. And, you know, they've really stepped things up in terms of the visuals as well. Their control panel, I really like this avionics here. Works really, really well, by the way. Why is this not on? It works really, really well, and there's a lot of details that went into their Aspen avionics. Highly recommended aircraft. And again, while we're here, let me just very quickly, if you haven't seen their control panel in their latest aircraft, you can see that you have, you know, all these options, which there's, by the way, a pre-flight walk around that you can complete. Here, when on the ground, you can select the options for your radios. Again, state here, you can do the fuel selector here. So I've switched it from within the aircraft, but you can do it here. Lots of different options there. The load manager, as we've seen in the beginning. Yeah, we are on the right tank, so we'll leave it there. Okay, so once we consume a little bit more there, we'll switch the tanks again. So very, very nicely done aircraft altogether. And they've really improved on the visuals as well. I really didn't mind much. I think their earlier aircraft, some of the visuals were not, you know, up to the standard, but they've really come a long way. But they've always focused on the flight model and creating very, very realistic experience flying in X-Plane. So, and this is one aircraft I recommend. In fact, all three vFlyteAir aircraft that we're flying today, I recommend, including the 150, the vFlyteAir Cessna 150, which has received a few updates, and it is just in tip-top shape. We'll be taking a look at that one during our second leg today from Glasgow to Edinburgh. Is there TrueEarth for Poland or Germany? Not yet. Not for X-Plane, anyway. Hi there, Q8. Beautiful scenery, stunning pieces of work by Orbx. Yes, absolutely, Sergio. I agree there with you. I believe there's a nice twin for explaining the Duchess. I've done a review of that, Andrew. Yeah, it's a very good aircraft. All right. We are not too far from, if we look here at Navigraph charts. Let me go here to flight. Let me just bring here. All right. So as you can see here, we're 11 nautical miles from FF23. So what I will do now is we are going to begin the descent to 2,300 feet. Let's see here. Yeah, 2,900 feet. Beg your pardon. So let's set the altitude here. We're going to go to 2,900. All right, that's 2,900 feet is set. And we are going to also grab the ILS frequency, which is 110.1. 110.1. All right, so let's come here. And 110.1 is set. Let's set it to the active. Brilliant. And I'm going to set it here as well. 110.1. There we go. We have the distance now in nautical miles. Excellent. And we can now begin the descent. So we're going to go vertical speed, and we want to go down. We're going to push it to about, let's say, no, that's too much maybe. All right, 600 feet per minute. All right, let's ease off on the power here. There we go. Notice the details there. And this is a very nicely done device as well. The approach course is 228. So let's see here. We need to be in VLOC mode. So I think once we activate the approach, it will automatically set the course, which is 228. 228. Global forest sorts the trees for TrueEarth X-Plane 11 version. Yeah, but I tell you guys, I really am loving this. Just look at this, guys. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at the details. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than this. In my view, this actually, Orbx, TrueEarth for X-Plane 12, looks better in X-Plane than what MSFS delivers in terms of the scenery. I like this a whole lot better. When you fly in the UK, this is much, much better in my view. All right, we're getting close. I can see some of the landmarks there. So we are very close now to Glasgow. And we are descending through 4,000 for 2,900 feet. So we're almost there. And it's a good idea to, if we look at our charts here, so it's a good idea to activate the vectors to final. So we're going to come here, we're going to go to procedure, and we're going to say activate the approach. There we go, enter that. And now we're going to go to Golf Oscar Whiskey. You got to love this vFlyteAir aircraft. Very sophisticated autopilot there. All right. Now we can set the course. Not yet. All right, so I think we need to switch this to VLOC, and then we'll be able to set the approach course. Okay, cool. Okay, I believe that's the airport right there. If I'm not mistaken, that is Glasgow. Yep, definitely, that is it. And what I will do is I'm going to switch to heading mode. So here's what we'll do, folks. We are going to sync the heading here. All right, I'm going to fly the heading. Yeah, it has gone that way. Okay, so let's go to heading there, and we're going to switch to heading 157 to intercept. There we go. And continue the descent, 2,900. There we go. We're going to switch this to VLOC. There we go. Excellent. And the course is 228 degrees. Brilliant. The airport is somewhere right there. That's the airport right there. So we're going to come here and select approach. Armed. Okay. Perfect.
Kenya 194, fly heading 290.
Heading 290, Kenya 194.
Right, that's the airport right there. Let's begin our turn. And we're going to descend. Let's see here.
Chris 724, level 340.
Right, there we go.
Hello, identified and proceed direct north.
Direct north course with, direct north course with 724.
All right, we have captured the localizer now. Excellent. Looking good. I have this Toby plugin that makes things a bit difficult. Right, let's ease off on the power. And we have the runway in sight, as you can see. Let's take a quick look here at the outside. Just look at that, ladies and gents. Look at that. What beautiful sights. Look at the details there. Now that looks really good, I have to say. Again, you've got all the power lines. Now you're starting to see all the details there on the ground. Stadiums. Just look at that. Look at how beautiful this whole area is looking here. Looks like another stadium here. Again, thousands of points of interest. Right, we're looking good. We're still too high. So we will disconnect the autopilot little here. Let me ease off on the power a little bit. And we have the runway in sight. We're lined up for landing. We're a bit too high, but we can correct that in a minute here. This aircraft flies really well, I have to say. It's pretty cool. Can't wait for the rest too, especially the south. I'll be very, very happy once we have all this scenery for the UK. Then we can start, you know, doing those really nice flights from the southern part and fly VFR over the UK and just go move north. And it really makes for very, very nice flights. All right, we're looking okay here. Let me ease off on the power a little more. And I believe we can extend flaps. So let's go ahead and start extending our flaps. Will help us reduce our speed a little bit. There we go. And let me bring back the sounds in the cockpit so you guys can enjoy the sounds there. Again, here's a look at the beautiful scenery here. Looks gorgeous. I mean, I'm not very familiar with this part of the world. It does look absolutely gorgeous, but you guys from the UK, you can tell me if this is... all right, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. Right, autopilot disengaged. My aircraft. And I'm going to ease off on the power here. And we're going to extend flaps. Let's trim the aircraft for the approach. I'm going to ease off on the power. Look at this scene, guys. Oops, what happened there to the frames? Some glitches. There we go. We're looking good. Still a bit too high. We'll be able to correct that momentarily. We have some crosswind there. This looks really, really nice, guys. What do you guys think? More color, yeah. Awesome looking scenery, absolutely. Absolutely, just look at that. And the water is going to get a big treatment in X-Plane 1201. But I think 12.1. I already think that it looks pretty good. Yeah, looks really nice. Right, we don't want to lose speed here. Let me give it just some power. We're looking good. Let's put the mixture on full rich. Definitely some wind there. Wow, what a beautiful approach here into Glasgow. Right, let's adjust the nose pitch here. There's runway 23. And welcome to Glasgow. Just absolutely gorgeous first leg into Glasgow. All right. I think we need to adjust the view. All right, you see how everything is tilted? And there is a way to fix this. I'll show you in a minute here. All right, perfect. All right, so to fix this issue, if you come here and go to graphics, you'll see these numbers. You see the lateral rotation offset. So just change these back to 0, and everything should go back to normal. There we go. Now everything is looking good. Excellent. All right. Well, we're not going to waste too much time here. We're going to set the parking brake, and we're going to kill the engines. And we are going to prepare for the next flight. So we can turn all of this stuff off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, if you give me just a few seconds, I will load up the next flight, and we will do the flight plan together. So just give me a few minutes, and I will be right back.
Austrian 56 Papa Whiskey passing flight level 237, climbing 2502 nom, CPTLD in progress.
Austrian 56 Papa Whiskey identified, climb to flight level 370.
Climbing 370, Austrian 56 Papa Whiskey.
Navigraph 461, level 380 tomorrow.
Austrian 88 Papa Romeo, descend level 260, make your rate 1500 or more.
Descending 260 with rate 1500 or more, Austrian 88 Papa Romeo.
All right, can you hear me now? Now you should be able to hear me. I think Q8 is muted. Yeah. V-Sky. Also look at Q8 YouTube. Yep.
Light turbulence on 340.
We're back.
Do you have any reports on 360?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for that. All right, let's try realistic, and we're going to go to remove the chocks and everything here. We're going to go to the checklists. We're going to go to starting the engines. It says mixture full rich. Now, by the way, the airport is very, very close. Let's do the startup. All right, mixture to fill rich, throttle 1/4 of an inch open. So let's do that, 1/4 of an inch open, prime as required. So 1, 2, and that's enough. Here, master switch goes to on. Master switch is right there, and it's already on. And then let's see here, ignition start. Okay. That didn't work. All right, let me just, we don't want to waste too much time here. So I don't want to figure out what's going on. Let me just do this. Ah, I know what's going on. It must be the fuel. There we go. Aha. All right, now we are in business. Let's see. Pitot rotating beacon is on. And landing lights are on. Strobe lights are on. And what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to come to the... so now we have this flight plan. We are going to be taking a heading of 083 degrees. We are about 36 nautical miles from Edinburgh. So what we're going to do is we are going to bring the charts. Which runway we're landing today? We're landing runway 24. So we're just going to go to the approach. We're going to select runway 24, and we're going to... so that's runway 24. We're going to select the ILS frequency. There's a DME arc there. We're not going to fly the arc anyway. We'll just go there. We'll make the turn, and let's take a note. All right, 3,000 feet. And let's see here. That's 36,000. Sorry, 3,000. And the ILS frequency is 108.9. Okay, so 108.9 is going to... We're going to set that here. Why is this not changing? Okay, there we go. 108.9. What was it? 108.9. Why is it not allowing 108.9? Okay. 108.9. Ah, there, 0.9. What is wrong with me today? All right, 108.9. There we go. All right, 108.9. And I'm going to add 108.9 here as well, so we get the distance 08.9. There we go. Excellent. And once we're airborne, we should be able to register. Let's put the standby there on. And ident, you can see that here. And the only thing we need to do is set the altimeter. So let's come here and take a look at the weather real quick. 1010. Okay. That's about right there. Excellent. Okay. We are ready to go, folks. And again, if the sim sounds are too loud, just let me know. We can fix that. Right, so that's the vFlyteAir 150 Commuter. All right, we're good to go. Let's click here to reset. So we are going to be flying at a heading of 083. That is, let's see here. We're going to bring it back here. That's flying exactly east. That's about right there. Okay, we're good there. And let's release the parking brake. Parking brake is released, and off we go. I just hit the mixture. All right, 60 knots, rotate. And flyby. Right, we can crack the flaps. Right, we begin the turn. And if we look here at the Navigraph charts, that's us right there. Look at that, guys. Look at this beautiful scenery here. The road traffic, the trees, the buildings. There we go. And we're going to continue the climb now to 3,000 feet. Does TrueEarth add airports? It doesn't add airports, and it doesn't need to add airports because X-Plane has all the airports in the world already modeled. But it does add a lot of points of interest. It adds buildings, it adds trees, cathedrals, churches. There are thousands of points of interest to really make your VFR experience just that much better. In my view. All right, looking good here. And if we look at the Navigraph charts, we are en route now to Edinburgh. Now this aircraft does have an autopilot. We look down here, very rudimentary autopilot, but it's got one. But it's a lot nicer and a lot more immersive to hand fly this aircraft. So we're just going to continue the climb to 3,000 feet and we'll keep it there. I think you can now see the beautiful buildings right here to our left. Look at the, again, the nice, the detailed buildings there, the points of interest. Very, very nice. Very good job by Orbx. I mean, this is really going to revamp the experience in X-Plane, and I think with the release of Orbx TrueEarth, I think we're in for a treat with all the rest of the series. Hey, Renan D. Oliveira, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. No airports, but XP default are pretty good. I agree, they're CMO. Yeah, they're very, very good indeed. Excellent, I have to say. All right, let's switch to external view. And look at that, ladies and gents. And look at those buildings there. Right here. Look at those points of interest. Look at that, guys. I mean, this is all Orbx. Very, very nice. Some, what? Do you guys know which castle this is? Maybe Dougal or Drishal. And there is this castle here as well. Look at that. Wow, look at this detail here. There is this one here. This one definitely looks like a castle there. Looks kind of like, I know it's not here, but this looks like Hampton Court. Very similar to Hampton Court. I'm not sure what those are, but again, this looks absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's Glasgow University. Oh, thanks, Drishal. Glasgow University, okay. It's always good to have somebody to tell you, where you're flying over, what you're flying over. Thanks, Drishal. Again, there's another stadium here. Again, the points of interest are massive. Just really thousands of them. You'll never get bored flying over this scenery by Orbx. All right, let me ease off here, and we're going to ease off on the throttle. Let's trim the aircraft a little bit. Right, there we go. All right, that's close enough. All right, we're cruising at 3,000 feet. And here's the lookout from the window on this rather remarkable rendition of the United Kingdom. The northern part, that is. Let's turn off the light. If you guys, if you think this is was that Murray Field stadium, that was kind of curious. I'm not sure really, but there is a lot more here. There's so many things to look at. If you guys think that it is sufficient to end the stream at Edinburgh, that's perfectly okay. If you want us to push for the final leg to Dundee, please let me know in chat. Yes, this brings vFly to a new level. Absolutely. Look at that. Just so many details. Very different from the first leg where we were flying just over mountains and the open lands, the highlands of the northern part of Great Britain. But this is, I mean, it tells you again that the scenery is very varied scenery, and it's done very, very well by Orbx to really bring X-Plane 12 to life. Just imagine if we had photo real scenery for all of X-Plane. That would be really cool. It really does look very different from the cockpit, from the from the pilot perspective when you fly, and now you can fly VFR. So those who were complaining about the inability to fly VFR in X-Plane due to the lack of landmarks, and this is VFR is about visual flight rules. So it's about really knowing the area, knowing the vicinity, using visual cues in order to navigate. And this one is something, oof, we drifted off course there. So let me bring the aircraft back. We're definitely way off course. If we check here our flight plan, yeah, look at that. We're way off there, so let's bring it back. All right, there we go. Let's make the turn.
Right, airfield of the Tango Juliet, flight level 350, course to Vega. Tango Juliet, and our identified, clear towards
There we go.
Please to Oban, right, airfield of the Tango Juliet.
Yeah, this is now, if you look far in the distance here, this is my visual cue that I'm in the right direction. Or you could look at Navigraph charts. Again, guys, you can get 1 month free subscription at Navigraph charts if you are a new subscriber by clicking on the link pinned in chat. It would be so nice to have Orbx back for a VFR flight. It makes a big difference. Absolutely, Stan. Yeah, absolutely. Stan, I'm going to send you... there is something I need your help with at FS Expo. So I'll send you a message on Discord a little later. Right, here we go. If we look now out the window, we have... Alright, we're flying towards Edinburgh now. We can adjust our... Here we go. Right, I'm going to fly a different heading slightly. Let's go to 060 degrees. Look at this, guys. Wow. Right, 060 degrees. We lost a little bit of altitude as well. Now here, look at those details. Look at the power lines here. You see those power lines? Everything is placed exactly as it is in real life. You can see the little small buildings there. Just really sensational scenery. Very, very nice. Job very well done. All right, now we can see here this is registering, so we are about 23 nautical miles from Edinburgh. We're not too far now. Again, guys, please do let me know in chat if you wish to do the third leg to Dundee, or this is sufficient. You get the... Look at the details. Look at that. Look at how... Look at the masking, guys. The masking, where the land hits the water. Look at how beautiful it is. Just makes it very, very realistic looking, very clean, crisp, and very well done by Orbx. You can also see the vegetation there, the disbursements of the trees. Everything is just looking absolutely gorgeous. This is a must-have, guys. If you have X-Plane, this is an absolute must-have. Right, here we are. Let me make this smaller. There we go. Dundee, so well done, yes. Dundee. All right, so it looks like you guys want me to go there. So we will definitely do that. Again here, look at the power lines there. And the buildings, little towns there. It just looks so nice. All right, let's switch to the outside real quick. Again, here is a better look at this rather beautiful scenery here, flying over the UK. Oh, guys, look at that. Honestly, guys, this looks much better than flying over the UK in MSFS. I have to admit, this looks better. Look at the vegetation here. Look at the trees. It's not just like placed, it's like accurately placed. Exactly where they should be. You can see the power lines. Since the beginning of our flight, I can't imagine how many square miles of power lines they've laid out in this scenery. See that? Look at the detail right there. Very, very nice photoreal scenery, accurately colored by Orbx team to bring this scenery to life and make it as close as possible to real life. This is gorgeous. You'll never get bored flying in this area. I'm SFSF's guy, but these colors are much better than MS. Coming from you, Dougal, that's quite a testimony. The windmills are spinning, yeah. They are. And this is kind of our reference that we're getting close to the airport. If we look here, yeah, we are. You can see the chart here, so we're getting close now. We are about 19 nautical miles. Yeah, you can see, look at that. Look at the detail there. Just lovely. Just absolutely lovely. Right, I think we've, let me gain just a little bit more altitude. You have got to adore this. Yeah, this scenery is definitely must have. I mean, this is something that you just absolutely have to get. I mean, I wonder how many hours you'd need to just, if you were to do your own tiles, your Ortho 4XP tiles for this, man, it would take ages. So having this done, you know, for this area is commendable work. It's the best I have seen. Yep, definitely. I assume it works with snow. Could you set snow weather or demo? We can definitely try that. Now I do have active XP, active Sky XP. So active Sky XP, if there is snow in the METAR, it will change the scenery, all of it. So it does have snow, but it's, I don't know if they have implemented seasons, but active Sky XP will do that for you. Yeah, definitely, Rishal, without a doubt. The XB11 Orbx did not work with snow, but since X-Plane 12 now have seasons by default, I'm guessing the Orbx will work with snow and seasons. It does work, it's supposed to, but we'll check that out once we land, maybe. We'll take a look at that. We can push the speed a little bit here. There we go. Nice aircraft. Flies really well, I have to say. Orbx sceneries are a game changer. Let's see what happens when. Yeah, I really can't wait for X-Plane 12.1 because that's going to be something for sure. All right, let's turn back to this heading here. Looks really nice. Alright, let's take a quick look here. Alright, we're looking good now. We are 14 nautical miles from the runway, from the airport, from Edinburgh. We'll try to do the snow once we are at Dundee, since you guys want me to go there. They are brilliant people. The Orbx team is a very, very nice team, just like the guys over at Navigraph. Very nice folks. See, when, you know, this is something very important for me when I do even my reviews of aircraft, is how the support is going to look like. And there was one review, well, it wasn't a review, there was a statement I made about an aircraft by Air 3D Sim, Air Sim 3D something. They had a citation, and just the way they went about it and their attitude towards you know, receiving criticism was just really, really bad. Give 100% support afterwards. It's very important. Absolutely, absolutely, Kushal. So when I was at FS Expo 2023, and by the way, one of the things that is very important about FS Expo is it's a venue for you to also see all the developers that you are purchasing stuff from. You can see them actually in person. And that is very, very important, because in the flight sim community, we're a very small community. We're still, by the way, very niche community. And dealing with people and understanding what those people are made of and how they interact and how they behave and what their attitudes are like is make or break, in my view. Very, very important. So, so for me, that's standby. Let's set this to the active, and we'll set this one to the active as well. There we go. And so at FS Expo, I was able to very closely examine the guys over at Navigraph, guys over at Orbx, Builds, Microsoft, and I will have to say that I was very, very impressed with Orbx, both Orbx and Navigraph. All the rest were all very nice people as well, but just looking at the Navigraph and Orbx management teams working with their own people was a very, very inspiring thing for me to see. I think I'll stick with X-Plane 11 version. I don't really want to pay for this again. Looking forward to see everyone in June. Absolutely, Spark or in VR. Been previously mentioned, but is this scenery available now, or is it showing product not found? It's not available yet. It will be released on Saturday. Hang on, I think Sunday for Orbx. Either Sunday or Saturday. I'm not really sure which one, which day. All right, 9 nautical miles. So if we look out the look on Navigraph here, we can see that we are very close now to the airport. So we should be able to see the airport any minute. And let me try and zoom in here a little bit. See if I can spot the airport. I think the airport is right there. That's the airport right there. Alright, we're going to maintain current heading, and we'll also maintain the current altitude. We're almost there now, but I think it's going to give us a nice turn into the airport. We're going to see the bridge there, and with the bridge we'll make the turn and land. Yeah, there are some nice bridges there. Let me just go this way here. Right, so do you guys know what those bridges are called? There's a couple. There's this one here. There's a smaller one right there, I think. That's definitely Edinburgh right there ahead of us. We can see the localizer and glide slope there appearing as well. We can land on this runway, but we'll just follow the flight plan. trim not working? Alright, let's begin to... we're going to descend to 2,000 feet. And that will also afford us an opportunity to look at this scenery at a lower altitude. We'll take a look at that, Matt. Just right now, we'll take a look at that. Yeah, I think after those, not sure what that is there. What is it? Some sort of storage tanks. We'll make the turn after those and come and land here at Edinburgh. I think we can see the bridges now clearly. We'll descend to 2,000. We're looking good. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. How about we land on this runway, guys? It's shorter instead of going and making the long turn. Yeah, let's do that. I think it'll save us a little bit of time. This aircraft flies so nice, guys. Highly recommend it. They've made some updates recently. When it first came out, it wasn't all that good, but they've made a lot of changes to it and many updates, and I am really liking this aircraft a lot. Very nice little GA aircraft. Yeah, we are not flying in real weather today, so the weather is pretty much calm for this entire stream, so we can pick any runway for that matter. Alright, let's begin to pitch down here. Guys, again, look at the power lines. It's just all over. God, it must have taken Orbx ages to hand place all these objects. Right, let's ease off on the power as we get closer to Edinburgh. That's the runway.
Level 340, okay, I'm on 709.
Alrighty. And we're going to begin the turn shortly towards the airport. Right, here we go. That's the turn. I think, by the way, we should have, that's all right.
KLM 1254, hold rate, thank you, 12723. Hold rate, 12723, 12545.
All right, we have the runway in sight. Again, a lovely, lovely approach into Edinburgh. Look at that, guys. Default airport for Edinburgh. But you don't really need anything else other than Orbx and the default airports in X-Plane. Look at those lovely little houses there. Yeah, definitely an aircraft flying in this direction. He just got back. He landed on the correct runway. Let's ease off on the power. About 60 knots. There we go.
Air France 1641, descent flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, San Francisco 1.
Absolutely lovely.
Italia 1605, direct
Apple, Italia 1605.
All right. Welcome to Edinburgh, ladies and gents. What happened to the yoke? All right, now it's okay. Was the autopilot on? All right. So here's what we can do, guys. We can do the snow and call it a day, or we can fly again to Dundee. I'm using Einstein's Edinburgh for X-Plane. Oh. What's the difference between X-Plane 11 version and this version, sir? That's actually a very good question. I think there isn't really a difference in terms of the fidelity. But just the one thing I noticed when I loaded the ICG 737 in the X-Plane 11 version of TrueEarth versus this one, first, the load time was a lot faster in the X-Plane 12 version. The FPS is much better in the X-Plane 12 version than the X-Plane 11 version. I think they are pretty much the same in terms of the fidelity, the quality, and what they offer. But this specific Orbx Great Britain North has been built, customized, updated for X-Plane 12. It is updated to work properly with X-Plane 12. Water masks, the water masks are great. They're phenomenal. I think there is a major performance. Absolutely, Vishal. The performance improvement is massive, really massive. And so guys, what we can do is maybe we'll. I'm quite frankly, I'm feeling a bit tired. It's been a long day. So my daughter actually got her driver's license today. So it was a very long day for me with her. So I'm feeling a little bit tired, and I think you guys were able to see the kind of variation of this Orbx scenery package. But you guys, if there is a specific airport you want me to load the aircraft at, I'm more than happy to do that. Now, you guys want to see ice. So let's see here. What can we do to bring the ice? We can come here, and we're going to change the temperature of the airport to -22. How about that? Runway wetness, we'll leave that alone. Variation, evolution over time. Let's see here. All right, let's see if that works. Done, and apply. That hasn't changed anything. Add a little bit of cloud as well, please. Okay, let's do that. As a matter of fact, why don't we try bringing real weather first? Let me download real weather. Let's see what it looks like with real weather, or what the weather is like right now. Maybe it is already cloudy. And we'll do it with both X-Plane and Active Sky. Let's just wait for it to load. The last bit here always takes a little bit of time. All right, so downloading, 100% done. All right, let's take a look here. All right, just now. Okay, so we do have considerable weather here. All right, so now look at that. Wow. That looks gorgeous, guys. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. Look at the scene. This is default, huh? Default clouds, default X-Plane clouds. Yeah. We can maybe change the time a little bit as well. So you can see it at different times. Here, let me just do this. Here, look at that. Oh, that just looks awesome. Wow. That looks very, very nice indeed. Look at the light scattering there. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Usually that takes time. What does the scenery affect the frames? Well, the frames are actually pretty good. So we're getting, what, 50, 60 frames right now here on the ground. So it's much better. Guys, look at how beautiful this is. Wow, look at this. This is just sensational. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. All right. Does anyone know how to, set the conditions for snow? This scenery does not affect the well, flying in this region over all of the Orbx scenery here, the Great Britain North, is the FPS is just like flying over default airports in other areas in X-Plane. So it doesn't really affect performance at all. Edinburgh Castle, do you have the, Drishal, do you have the ICO code where we can go close to there? Or, oh, sorry, Edinburgh Castle. All right, so where is Edinburgh Castle? All right, let me bring up change the time of day. Do you know where it is? Where do I look? Because I certainly do not know. I'm not sure what it is. Head towards the city, and the way you are facing it. Okay. So let's see here. Where is the city? All right, is that the city there? All right, let me use that. Hang on, that's not... All right, let me do it this way. Is the city here somewhere? So the problem is, Rishal, I am not sure where to look, and it would be very difficult to try and find it here. That looks like the city to me. I don't see any castles. Is that the castle? Ah, there it is. Yeah. Look at that. How cool. Very, very nice. Very nice. Go to the bridges then south. Those are really nice, I have to say. Look at the buildings there. Again, very, very nice indeed. Lovely. Just lovely. And here are your bridges. All right. So you guys want to see snow. How can we change that, guys? Does anyone know? Let's customize here. Manual weather. Precipitation, airport temperature, runway water conditions. Maybe if we put snow here. Then structure station. Yes, minus 12, rain, snow, clouds, 2,000 feet. All right. So let's see here. Precipitation. Ah, there we go. Runway wetness changes that. All right, let's see if that works. There you go. You do have snow. Look at that. Woohoo! Well, what do you know? You definitely have snow there. By default. Yeah. That looks gorgeous. You know, we can make it a little more dramatic. Let's take a look here. You can see the snow on the runway. Let's do one thing. Let's come here and let's change large. Okay, let's do that. But we're going to change the weather to -22. Apply. All right, there we go. That took away the snow and brought the rain. Not exactly what I had in mind. Discard. Let's do that one more time. There we go. Standing water. Max. There we go. There you go. And that looks like a gloomy winter right there. Look at the water has frozen. Oh, you know, guys, I never actually knew that you get the freezing lakes in X-Plane. But yeah, now with this weather, it's all frozen. That looks gorgeous. Very, very nice indeed. Look at this dramatic scene here. Wow. There you have it. Yeah, you've got the seasons. You've got snow. It works very, very well with X-Plane. Look at this contaminated runway here. Looks really nice, guys. All default stuff. Unbelievable. X-Plane is great. X-Plane is phenomenal. Absolutely. All right. Well, folks, I think this brings us to the conclusion of our live stream today. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. I do apologize for not doing the last leg into Dundee, but I am feeling a little bit tired. It's been a very long day. But thank you very much all for being here this evening, and mark your calendars. The big giveaway is coming on Saturday. I'm giving away a copy of the Challenger 650 by Hot Start and a copy of the IX EG737. So, Saturday at 1800 Zulu is the time for the stream. Get ready for a massive giveaway on Saturday. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and good night.